So we've made it to Jakarta in one piece. Great train ride. And we decided the first thing to do would be to come out and visit the National Monument, which is this very large monument, which you can see behind us, on a very sprawling, or in a very sprawling park. Square. I believe it's called Freedom Square.
Yes.
Merdeka Square. And we're going to learn more as we approach the monument.
We are.
There are honestly so few people here. I wasn't sure if the place was open. We came in through the west entrance, and it looks like some of the other entrances aren't open. This is a very, very large square. So the west entrance is definitely open, and they are doing some repaving activities, and I think there's actually going to be a very large celebration here for the 497th anniversary of Jakarta. In a few days. We're going to miss it, unfortunately, but maybe that's what they're preparing for. We're not sure. Anyway, we're going to try to go see if we can get inside this tower and maybe go to the top if it's not too complicated. So we found the entrance is actually across the way from the monument, which it was fairly well marked, but I could also see it could be very confusing if you entered from, say, like the opposite side of the monument that we're on. Alright, so we went downstairs into some basement area, bought some tickets, 24,000 rupiah each. I don't know how much that is.
It's less than $2.
Less than $2. And then we walked back upstairs after going through some ticket gates, and now we're headed inside again.
So we made it to the top of the monument. Took about an hour and 15 minutes of wait to get up here, and then a quick elevator ride. Really great views. Hopefully some of them will come out. It's a little foggy or overcast, so we'll see what shows up on the film, but we're going to take a look around.
The tickets are timed, and we had tickets for 11 o'clock, and we arrived right at about 11 o'clock, so we were concerned that we needed to get in line and get ready, but as we arrived, we saw that they were calling sort of a previous block, right? A previous group. And we waited about an hour and 15 minutes or so. We didn't actually need to do that. We probably would have been smarter for us to go kind of visit the rest of the area. There's a museum on the first floor, which we're going to go see. But had we known,
you don't
in hindsight,
you don't know what you don't know.
We didn't know. I think it took about an hour for us to get in and waiting in line for the elevator. So if you get here early enough, don't worry too much about getting in the elevator, because our window was from 11 to 12, and
we didn't get in the elevator till after 12 o'clock.
Until after 12 o'clock. So, all right. Well, let's look around since we've spent so much time waiting to get up here. So from up here we can see a number of government buildings, the Presidential Palace, Istiqlal Mosque, which is a very, very large mosque in Jakarta, and And we can also see the Bay of Jakarta,
Jakarta Bay.
something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I could see quite a lot. It's a little hazy today, but still a really good view.
Yeah.
And we forgot to mention the tower is 132 meters high. So we just finished walking through the museum, which is sort of on the underground level here at the National Monument. And it's actually pretty interesting because we haven't really had an opportunity to go to a history museum. Unfortunately, the museums that we've planned to go to at pretty much every city have been closed for whatever reason. Either they're not open that they were there, or they're just closed for some unknown reason. But we got a pretty good sense of the history here that we hadn't had before, and some of the sort of symbolic history of the cities that we have visited along the way as we've made our way through Java. So it was pretty good. Definitely recommend. A lot of work went into these dioramas that they put on display. And there's a fair amount of English, which is very helpful as well. So yeah, we got a really good sense of Indonesian history, which is what we had hoped for as we've been traveling throughout this country. So yeah, good day. Next up, we headed to Istiqlal Mosque.
So behind me is the Istiqlal Mosque. It is the largest mosque in Southeast Asia, and I believe the third largest in the world, which is pretty big. I think it can hold 150,000 people, which is not an insignificant number. It's here in the heart of Jakarta, right next to Independence Square, and we're going to go in and take a tour.
Long time ago, there wasn't a sound system and speaker. So this beduk was used as to information and mark prayer times. And then it was written 5 times a day. As Zuhur prayer 12 o'clock, Asar prayer 3 o'clock, Maghrib prayer 6 o'clock, Isha prayer 7 o'clock, and Subuh prayer 4 o'clock in the morning. For example, like this. After this azan, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. The call for prayer resounds as Muslim people come to the mosque to pray. And then this beduk made from cow skin and wrapped around wood from Kalimantan, Borneo. This beduk real culture Indonesia, no religion, no Islam, only culture. And the last one here 2014, and now speaker and sound system.
The tour was a bit shorter than what we were hoping for, and a bit light on the history of the mosque and Islam in Java. But we can understand that most people take the tour simply to see the inside of the mosque.
The Jakarta Cathedral is right across the street from the Istiqlal Mosque, so we decided to pop over the road and go inside. Now when we got here, we noticed the parking was pretty cramped, and then as we got closer to the front, we noticed this lovely car with the flowers on top, and I thought, oh, what's going on? So we walked inside the entryway and peeked in the windows, and there's a wedding going on. So we decided not to go inside and gate crash someone's wedding. So maybe we'll come back later and see inside. So who knows?
After the cathedral, we headed to the Kota Tua, or Old Town, to visit the Jakarta Museum. So we're at the Jakarta Museum, and we just finished walking through. There's a lot of really good history about the city and how it was formed, and of course, I want to say the Dutch rule, occupation, colonization, not necessarily the most favorable conditions for the people here, but we learned quite a bit, and as we were leaving, kind of walking out, there's a big school group here, and unfortunately I can't remember the name of the school. It's not that difficult to pronounce, but
It's in there.
It's
Yeah,
very
you'll see
cool.
it.
So yeah, these guys asked us if we could interview.
Well, they wanted to interview him, which was
Yes, they wanted to interview me and asked me some questions about our travels through Indonesia and also just sort of our impressions of the museum and our impressions of Indonesians and what we like. So that was kind of cool.
Yeah.
They were really friendly, really nice people.
Really nice boys.
And hopefully we got a little bit of video of them. I don't know if we got the audio, but hopefully we got the video of them, and we shared our YouTube channel. So big shout out to the school here, the guys with the red shirts. Thank you for interviewing us. We enjoyed it. And yeah, so if you're in the area, definitely check out the Jakarta Museum. It was fun. So the boys we were talking to recommended this dish. It's a traditional Betawi dish. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. The Betawi are like the indigenous people that originally lived here, and it's like kind of like a rice omelet.
It's got sticky rice, coconut, some shrimp, the egg, and then on top, I think it looks like it's maybe some shallots, and I want to say chicken floss, but I'm not 100% sure. But it looks really, really good, so we're going to have some.
Yeah, we thought we would try it because it was right here and they pointed to it, and we weren't sure if we'd be able to find this anywhere else in the city. So we just thought, hey, let's just do it, give this a try. I mean, it looks really good, so we're going to dig in and give it a try.
Good.
It's good. I don't think I recorded us because of this.
Oh, my chewing. It's good. It's very interesting. It's a little sweet with the coconut, but it's definitely savory at the same time, a little salty with probably the shrimp or the chicken floss. Really, really tasty.
Yeah, that coconut, I didn't get it at first, but now I'm getting it. It's very good. Great recommendation. Thanks, guys. We enjoyed our snack for a few minutes, and then another group from Yadika Tiga asked to interview us. I have to say I have a lot of respect for these students, as it can't be easy approaching random people to ask for an interview.
Sorry, we're eating.
This is our second interview today. You're what's your school?
Yeah.
What's the name of your school?
My name is Malik.
Malik.
From Yadika.
School. Yeah. Okay.
First of all, what is your name?
My name is Chris.
Where do you come from?
I come from the United States. We are traveling through Indonesia. We're here for about 2 months. All right, that was good. Hit the spot. And we got interviewed a second time, which was awesome. All right, we are going to go, I think, find a drink or something to cool down because for whatever reason, it is super hot today.
It is super hot, really humid. I don't have enough Wi-Fi connection to see what the actual temperature is, but Fahrenheit, I think it's 91 before the humidity. So that's about 33 Celsius.
Which 33 isn't terribly that bad normally if you're not in the sun, but boy, it's like you just can't cool down. I think it's really high humidity today.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. All right, well, we're going to go find something to help us cool down.
Yeah.
On our way out of the museum, we ran into a few of the boys and girls that interviewed us, and somehow we ended up recording their school chant for YouTube. They had to explain to me several times what to say, and as you can see, I didn't really understand what to say, but I gave it my best. The chant is pretty simple. It is the name of their school, Yadika Tiga, and then Jaya Jaya Jaya, which translates to victory. Interestingly, Jakarta used to be called Jayakarta, which means the city of victory.
Yadika Tiga, Jaya, Jaya, Jaya. Okay.
Ready? Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Yadika Tiga, Jaya, Jaya, Jaya.
Excellent. Very good. Being on the square and out in the sun and heat today was getting to us a little bit, so we decided to stop in this tea place and get some tea. And we had some really good milk tea. I had a jasmine milk tea that was really tasty, and you had something regular milk tea, something like that with
Yes.
boba. And then we got these kind kind of a little gift with purchase. Buy one and get a a grape lemon tea, which is really kind of an interesting flavor. It's like a slightly grape Kool-Aid with tea and lemon, and it's actually a lot better than it sounds. Quite refreshing. But one really cool thing happened. One of the group of kids that interviewed us, after we had been walking around for a little bit separate from them, they came back and gave us little gifts. They bought us each these great little bracelets.
You have to hold on.
Oh, so they got us these great little bracelets, and it was so kind of them. They were just very sweet, very kind, and now we have something special from Jakarta.
And we don't buy much of anything
yeah.
because we just have small suitcases. This was the absolute perfect and most thoughtful gift.
Yeah,
It was so nice.
it was very sweet, very kind.
Yes. And on our way here, we actually ran into the teachers.
The teachers and the headmistress of the school. So we stopped and talked to them for a little bit and just told them how great all the kids were and how good their English is. So it's been a good day.
Yeah.
Today has been totally unexpected and pretty great. We started out at the mosque and then came to the Jakarta City History Museum, if that's the right name. And we have met so many really great people, a bunch of kids, and then we got a drink and ended up chatting with 3 college kids from Berkeley who were here in Jakarta for the weekend. And it's just been a really surprising and pretty great day. I think that does it for now, and I think we're going to head back to the hotel and rest up a little bit. So our time in Jakarta and Indonesia is up. We are here at the airport waiting for our next flight, but we have thoroughly enjoyed Indonesia. We were here for quite a long time. I think this is the longest we've spent in any of our countries so far in our Asia travels, and the country is very different from east to west, west to east, and we had a really good time. Met some nice people, had some really good food, saw some incredible sights, and I think we'll remember Indonesia fondly. What do you think?
I agree. And if you enjoyed our trip through Indonesia, tune in next week to find out where we're going on our next adventure.
And if you'd like, please give us a thumbs up. It really helps us. And go ahead and subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.
So a big shout out to our new friends at Yarga Tiga, who made our time at Kota Tua, the old city in Jakarta, so fun. And thank you for the amazing bracelets. We are going to cherish them throughout the rest of our journeys that we're about to undertake.